and invite you to join me in a nice half-hour yoga reset. My shirt says, "Be in the present moment," which I love. I actually stole this from my daughter, and she knows it, and she's okay with it. She didn't want it back, she said. So I am probably going to do a little bit of a slower practice today. Perhaps, we'll see. I feel like I'm moving a little more slowly today than average. So we're gonna do a nice Monday afternoon. It is gorgeous outside. It is so pretty. We went for a walk earlier. So I know I kind of wish I was out there, but I think my allergies are what's given me such a hard time. So I'm gonna hang out in here a few more minutes and enjoy some yoga. And I know by the time that I'm done with this, I'll be back to 100%. Count on it. Okay, so come to your comfortable seated position. I did take a few notes just to kind of see what my thoughts were going to be today, but we'll see where it goes. Come to your comfortable seated position, whether that's legs crossed, legs extended out in front, perhaps you're in a chair. You don't have to go into a full lotus, that's okay. Close your eyes, take any movement that you feel like you want to take just to prepare your body to settle. So I'm gonna do some small movement here. And then find your center line. Let's get grounded. Let's bring the focus into the breath. So the breath right now is just a natural, easy breath. Nothing to change, just recognize it. Acknowledge it. Feel your breath. And then for a moment, deepen your breath a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, just slow it down and bring it farther, deeper into the belly. Find your alignment in your breath. So if you feel your pelvis shifting or your hips shifting, your shoulders, your back. If you want to place a blanket under your hips, or a lot of times I just place a little something, I don't have anything available. I have an extra mat over here. I've done this pretty much forever. When I'm at the end of my mat, I just roll my mat up a little bit and I prop it under my tailbone to give me a little bit of a lift. Loosen up the shoulders, loosen up the hips. So the breath is slow now and deeper, but relaxed and easy. Follow the breath as it comes in through the nose, down the throat, into the heart space and the lungs. Let it open up the ribs. And then the next time you inhale, breathe it way down deep into the belly. Feel the diaphragm expand and the belly expand and the ribs open. When you exhale, the shoulders drop, the ribs come back together, the belly pushes back. And then the next time you inhale, let it be through the whole body, coming in through the crown of the head, behind the eyes, feeling it all around the throat and the heart center, and then exhaling through the bottom half of the body, back into the earth. And then inhaling from the earth through the root into the core of the body, activating all your chakras there in the middle. Posture is terrible. Check your posture. You don't have to be in front of a mirror, just feel it. Exhale through the upper half of the body. Allow your exhale to be complete. Allow the breath to return to normal, natural, easy breath. And then we'll start warming up the body. So dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders square. I'm going to drop my opposite shoulder down towards the floor just a little more. I'm going to release that hand to the mat, just the fingertips. When I inhale, I'm going to feel the stretch from the opposite shoulder up to the ear. And when I exhale, I'm going to allow the head to fall a little farther toward the shoulder. And the hand back to the lap. Inhale the head back up to center. Exhale to the other side. The left ear comes down to the left shoulder. Take your time. Probably feels a little different. This side's always tighter for me. One side's always tighter. So give your body time to find the spot that works. And then when you're ready, dropping the opposite shoulder down towards the floor, extending the arm. So my left ear is coming towards my left shoulder. My right shoulder is working towards the floor with my right arm extended, fingertips on the floor. I inhale, I feel the stretch through the right side of the neck. When I exhale, I release the head just a little more. Release the hand back to the lap, release the head back to center. Allow the chin to float up to the sky, keeping the back nice and tall, shoulders are square. Don't crunch the head back. We're not looking straight up, more like a 45, maybe 60-degree angle. Extend the bottom teeth beyond the top teeth for a little deeper stretch through the throat, through the neck. And exhale, release the teeth, release the chin, and drop the chin down into the chest. Oh, so good. That should feel good. Give it a little movement if you want. And then we're going to roll the head around in giant circles. So I'm going to go to the right. I'm rolling my right ear across my right shoulder. Chin comes back. Ear crosses the left shoulder and comes down. The head comes down, the chin comes down. The shoulders remain square. The spine's still pretty tall and straightforward. If you want to drop the chin first to the left, looking down, and then allowing the chin to lead all the way to the right. Looking down and then across the shoulder up again. Let's come back to center. Find your alignment one more time. Drop the head forward. We're going to roll the other direction. So taking the left ear to the left shoulder. The head comes up and back. Just feeling different. Working different muscles. This feels so good. I confess that I did not fit in any yoga this weekend. This weekend totally slipped away from me. And I didn't get any yoga in, so I'm a little tight today. Going back up to center, but yoga is for everybody. It doesn't matter your body type. It doesn't matter your fitness level. It can be good for everyone. There always are modifications you can take if certain poses don't work for you. Inhale the body up, spine is nice and tall. We're going to exhale and fold forward. We're going to do our torso rolls. So we're going to roll the right to the right, roll the torso towards the right knee, and then we're coming back. And as you exhale, you fold forward. And this is a big movement. Get as much movement in as you can, but it's also nice and slow. Really enjoy it. Oh my, it just popped. I don't know if y'all can hear those from here, but it's so good. And then come on back up to center. We're going to switch the feet out. I think my right leg is actually falling asleep. Maybe my pants are too tight. What does that tell you? Okay, sitting up nice and tall once again. We're going to exhale, fold forward, and then go to the left. Same movement as before. Nice and slow. Exhale as you fold forward. You'll kind of feel the air push out as you fold forward, and then allow space as you come back. So yeah, I've seen that thing on Facebook, y'all, that says, just when you think you're You know, you're doing everything okay, put on your jeans and instead of your pajamas, you know, in your yoga pants or squeezing your legs. It's bad. I think I just had them pulled up too tight, too high. Okay, too much information, right? Okay, now your torso rolls are done and the entertainment's over. Let's roll the shoulders up, pull them down, push them down, bring them back behind you, bring the hands back next to your hips if you want to put the palms flat on the ground. Work the shoulder blades together, open up the chest, lift the chin just a little. Breathe into that opening. And release, coming forward, round the back, bring the shoulders together, hands down in front of you. If you want to release the head, round the back. And then if you want, go ahead and wrap your hands around you. Give yourself a little hug. I am so good. I am worthy. I do have friends and I will see them again one day. And then come sit back up nice and tall, come back up to center, release the hands down to the mat. Let's do a side stretch. We're going to take the right arm up overhead, left hand gently on the ground, inhaling the right arm up. If you can, take the gaze high and keep this right arm nice and strong and extended. The left hand comes downwards, comfortable. If you want to go all the way down, that's fine. Keep going to where your edge is. Just make sure both your hips are on the ground. Inhale up. Bring the right hand down to the mat and the left arm comes up overhead. Exhale, fold into it. And whatever you did on the other side, go ahead and do on this side. All about the balance. Really extend through that left arm. Let it be strong, not just like a wimpy old floppy. No, make it good. And then inhale back up overhead. Exhale both arms down and stretch the legs out in front. Shake them out. My leg wasn't asleep. I'm good. It's okay. I was just starting to fall asleep. We're going to inhale the arms up, directly up overhead, and fold forward. Hinging from the hips, and then allow the back to round, the head to drop. Oh, yes. Let it feel good. And whatever you got here, I mean, give it what you got. If you want to flex, I do not have that yet. That's what I get for taking the weekend off, right? If you want to flex, that's fine. You might actually come up out of the pose a little bit. That's what happens for me. If you want to point because you'd rather feel it through the tops of the legs, that's fine too. Or you can just relax your feet. Whatever works for you, wherever you are in your practice today. Oh, that's one of my favorite things to say about yoga. It's not competitive, and that means we don't compete with other people around us, and we don't compete with ourselves. So what I could do today, I might not be able to do tomorrow, or what I did last week. It's always different. Just listen to your body. Give me one more inhale. Let the body fill with air. Exhale, fold forward a little further. Give it that good stretch. And then as you get ready to inhale, reach the arms out in front, coming up overhead. And exhale down. The best feeling. And what time is it? Let's go ahead and bring the bottoms of the feet together. I'm in a bound angle. We'll just be here for a moment. We just had a nice forward fold, but I want you to open up your hips a little bit. So work the knees down towards the floor. The feet are wherever they're comfortable. You can have them extended a little bit, or you can bring them in closer for a little better stretch. I have pretty flexible hips, so I like to really feel that stretch and bring my feet in as close as I can, because I definitely want to feel it. If you want to go ahead and forward fold, take a moment and just hinge from the hips. And then if you want to take the full expression and round the back and drop the head, that's okay too. If that's not in your practice, don't sweat it. Just come where you're comfortable. Don't bounce. I want to make sure. I think I looked like I was bouncing. I might have been there for a second, but try not to bounce. Try to hold the pose. Come to your edge, but don't get it to where you can't hold it anymore. We're going to inhale the crown of the head back up and release the feet out. towards the front. And let's come up to all fours and get on our cat and cow. I'm going to take my mat out from under and behind me. It's always good to have an extra mat nearby. So hands are under the shoulders, knees are under hips. Oh, and let's take our cat-cow sequence. So as you inhale, make sure I'm still in the frame. Shoulders come up, belly drops, tailbone's high. Exhale, round the back, push the belly button up towards the sky. Drop the tailbone, drop the shoulders. We're gonna take a couple of these, follow your own breath. Let your body follow the breath. Always find the movement. There's always movement in this pose. And then come back to a neutral pose. Let's go ahead and take our tiger stretch. So I'm going to start on my left foot. It doesn't have to be high. That's not the goal. We want to try to keep the hip square, the pinky toe down towards the floor. I'm going to keep my gaze right towards the mat. I'm going to bring my right arm, after I've got my balance, I'm going to bring my right arm up kind of overhead, bringing my bicep by my ear. I'm going to have a nice strong back, nice square hips. Good balance. Breathe here. If you have a tiger bow and you want to take the bind, go ahead and take that. This is a great back bend. If you're in the bind, release the bind, come back to tiger, release the hand, release the knee, and shake it out. We'll take the other side. So right leg comes out behind, check your hips. You don't want to be here. Keep it square. And I say that every time because I love to go high. That's not the goal. Keep your hips square. Bicep by your ear, reaching up overhead, left arm. Keep your core engaged. Don't forget to breathe. If you took the bind on the other side, grab your ankle, the top of your foot with your left hand, and release the bind. Release the hand back down to the mat, release the knee, push it back to child's pose. The heels, I always say that backwards. The sitting bones come back to the heels. Bring your forehead down to the mat. I'm not gonna do that, so I don't have to yell. You can still hear me. If your forehead doesn't come down to the mat, bring your hands underneath. Or if you have a block or a stool or a rolled up yoga mat, you can always rest the head here. The goal is to bring the sitting bones as close to the heels as possible and make sure. If you want to keep the arms up overhead in extended child's pose, that's fine, or you can bring them down by your side, releasing the shoulders. And let's come up back to all fours. Let's do our quick little side stretch, or puppy dog stretch, looking across the left shoulder, looking towards the feet, and then bring that left hip in towards the left shoulder in a nice little side stretch. Come back to neutral position. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Look across the right shoulder towards the right feet, and then bring the right hip in towards the right shoulder. Nice little squeeze. Nice little extension through the left side. And come back to center. Let's rock back and sit on our toes. Tuck the toes under. Sit on your heels. Stretch through the bottoms of the feet. This is a great pose if you're on your feet a lot, for stretching out the feet. Check your back though, make sure you're nice, sitting up nice and tall. And then let's come back down to hands and knees, and let's push it up into down dog. So from here, the toes are tucked. We lift the knees up off the mat, we lift the hips. Reach the sitting bones up to the sky, reach the heels towards the ground. Think about the focus on working on the weight between your thumb and your forefingers. Elbows are not locked, knees are not locked. It's just a nice active stretch. Neck is released. And then drop the knees back down. And let's, from here, sit on back on your heels. Sit back on your heels. I'm gonna check my time. Oh, so fast. And let's come up to standing. We're gonna do at least 2 sun salutations. Yeah, man, I am running out of time fast. That's how it works, right? So let's do a couple sun salutations. I might do a couple variations, so stay with me. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I feel like it'd be distracting. So there we go. Making my adjustments. Excuse me, I'll make sure I'm still in frame. Let's take our sun salutation. So coming from mountain pose, check the feet on the floor. Feel all 4 corners of the feet on the floor. Check your knees. Tailbone is straight down towards the ground. Roll the shoulders. Release the hands. Release the arms. Crown of the head towards the sky. Hands come to heart center. Blink open the eyes if they were closed. Inhale the arms up. Slight back bend if that's in your practice. And then let's exhale, fold forward. From here, we're just going to step the right foot back, coming into a lunge. We're just kind of warming it up a little bit. So rest here for a moment, drop the hips, bring the focus out about 45 degrees above the mat. You're going to be surprised. We're going to step that right foot forward. Keep that forward fold. Keep the bend. So your knees are bent. The torso is resting on the thighs. Nice lower back release. We're going to bring the hands back down to the mat. They weren't already. We're going to step back with the left foot. Coming back into a lunge, drop your hips, straighten your back. Focus comes out about 45 degrees on the floor. And then step forward, knees are bent, release back down, and then straighten the legs, straighten the back, give me a half lift, crown of the head towards the sky. And then exhale, fold forward. Let's bring it all the way up, arms up overhead. Slight back bend if that's in your practice. Exhale the hands back down to heart center. Release back to mountain pose. And let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. From here, we're going to step back with the left. We're going to lead with our left foot this time. So we're lunging here. Take your nice hip stretch here, find your line. Make sure I'm still in frame. And then let's step it on back to down dog. So the right leg comes back, the right foot comes back to meet the left. Check where your distribution of weight is. Are you working your heels toward the floor and your sitting bones toward the sky? Let's roll across, bring the knees down, release the toes, drop the hips. And then let's slowly lower, coming into a baby cobra. So the chest is lifted just a little. The hands are really close to the body, just under the shoulders. And then let's inhale, lift it all the way back up to a down dog. Hips come high. Find your alignment, find your breath. Bring the focus forward, the eyes come up. Let's walk the left foot up and back into the lunge. Find your alignment, take your time, drop your hips, flatten your back if you can, and then let's step it back forward. The right foot up to meet the left. Exhale, bend your knees, rest that torso on your thighs. Let's straighten the legs, straighten the back, half lift. Exhale, fold forward, and then bring the arms out in a reverse swan dive. Up overhead, palms together, back to heart center. Let me check the time. Oh gosh, it goes so fast. Let's go on and release the hands. That's about all the energetic stuff we're gonna get today. Let's come on back down to the mat and we'll do a couple poses on our backs. So coming to lay down on your back. Knees are bent, bottoms of the feet on the floor. Let's kick it up into a bridge. So the arms are down by your side, hands are palms down, just maybe even just under your hips. We're gonna push on the feet and feel the pressure on between your shoulder blades. Push the hips up, coming up into a bridge pose. Activate the front of the legs. Don't let the knees fall wide open like that's. You want to activate the inside of the thighs too. Keep your glutes tight. Check your good form. If you have a variation of this pose that you would like to do, go ahead and take that now. If you're just holding the pose, just give it maybe another breath or two. And then whatever variation you took, release a bind if you have it. Let's drop the hips back down to the mat. Bring the knees into the chest. If you want to roll around, maybe even lifting the head up off the floor, roll around to the lower back. And then we're going to take our twist. So I'm going to bring my feet down. I'm going to shift my hips just to the right. I'm going to lift my knees back into my chest and drop them to the left. So it doesn't matter left or right. Whichever way you popped your hips, shifted your hips, drop your knees the other way. Keep both shoulders on the mat. And any variation that you find is comfortable for you in the twist, go ahead and take your variation. Oh, it's so good. Take a deep breath in, engage the core, bring the knees back up to center. Shift back to your neutral spine. Take a little, maybe some windshield wipers here in the middle. And then knees back, feet back to center. I'm going to shift my hips to the left, bring my knees in close, and drop them to the right. I'm going to shift my shoulders so that I have a good square upper body. That's so good. And I'm looking for my pops. You know, got pops in here on the side. There they are. They're having good today. So I like to tuck my ankle under my knee. If you want to just extend the top leg, you can extend the bottom leg. Keep both knees bent, whatever works for you. It's all good. And then let your exhale be complete. And when you inhale, come on back up to center. Oh, there it is. Pop, pop, pop. Because I didn't do it all weekend. I needed that. Bring your arms back down by your sides. Release the feet, the legs down to the mat. The toes are pointing towards the outer corners of the mat. Arms by your side, palms up. If you want to put a rolled up blanket under your knees or maybe a pillow under your head, whatever works for you for comfort. A lot of times if you have lower back issues, you might like to have that extra support under the knees. It's all connected, so give your body what it needs to get comfortable. And then come to your deep relaxation. We're going to do a quick scan of the body from the toes and the feet, up the legs to the hips and the pelvis, the belly. Take a deep breath into the belly and then just really breathe it out very forcefully. And just imagine it going out through the feet, all the way through the legs and out through the feet, and all the tension is released from the inside. Take another deep breath in. We'll do the same on the upper half of the body, so the torso, the chest, the rib cage. As you exhale, just imagine any tension flowing out, like right through the fingertips. The arms are relaxed, the hands, the wrists, the fingers. Bring the focus up to the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the cheeks, the eyes, the forehead. You need to rock it back and forth for a moment. That's fine. Just let it go and forget about it. Bring the focus now to your breath, taking a deep breath in, feeling the air coming into the body, and then allow the breath to return to normal. An easy, natural breath. Take your focus someplace wonderful and warm and inviting. I always like to say I like to go someplace, a warm sandy beach, The water is blue and clear and warm. The wind is cool. The sun is warm. Wherever that place is for you, allow yourself to be there. You can hear it. You can see it. You can feel it. Feeling the ground supporting your body. Knowing you're safe. Knowing there's peace. Thoughts that come into your mind to distract you from that place, that's okay. Let them in, acknowledge them, and then let them go, like clouds in a blue sky, a leaf on a stream. They're here and then they're gone. And all that remains is that sense of peace that you found. Take a moment now and enjoy that peace on your own. And as always, I recommend that you stay in your corpse pose in your deep relaxation for 10 or 15 minutes. And then when you're ready, I'm going to come on out of it now. I'm going to wiggle my fingers and toes, changing the energy in the body, maybe rolling the head from side to side. And then when you're ready, rolling to one side or the other. I'm rolling to the right side. Just allowing the body to wake up. And then come on back to a seated position if you can, with your eyes closed or the eyes down in a downward gaze, so you can maintain that sense of peace, that sense of quiet. Come back to your comfortable seated position where you started the practice. Do a quick scan of the body. How does it feel now in relation to when you started? Offer yourself some gratitude for coming to your mat today to do something wonderful for yourself, for your body, for your spirit. I offer gratitude as well. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you being here. Time is currency. Time is special. I value it. So I appreciate you spending your time here with me. May your day ahead be healthy, perhaps more energetic. And may your time be well spent. Namaste. Thanks for coming. If you're still here, I am crawling towards my cameras. I'm gonna